Good morning / afternoon / evening, everyone. Let's talk about something we don't always say out loud. Aging is a privilege, but it's also a reckoning. At 60, you've earned your wisdom. You've fought battles no one else saw. You've built a life. And yet, for many of us, 60 is the moment we realize something hard but true. Family is not always the safety net we imagined it would be. Not because they don't love us, but because life happens. Kids grow up, friends move away, people get caught up in their own storms. At 60, your body starts telling the truth in ways it never did before. In your 30, as in 40, you could push through exhaustion, survive on little sleep, eat whatever was convenient, and keep going. But somewhere along the way, maybe in your 50th, maybe right after that milestone birthday, you wake up one morning and realize your body is no longer forgiving the way it used to be. You start feeling the stiffness in your joints when you get out of bed. You notice that sugar doesn't just give you a temporary rush, it leaves you sluggish for hours. Your energy isn't what it used to be, and if you ignore your body's signals, it will remind you loudly. This is the moment many of us have to make a decision. Do we let our bodies become a limitation, or do we turn our health into our greatest act of self-respect? Because here's the truth, your health is your true wealth. It's what determines the quality of every single day from here on out. It's the difference between waking up with energy and excitement or waking up with dread and discomfort. And here's the best part, it's never too late to take control. Movement, the medicine we forget we have. I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights unless you want to. I'm talking about moving your body every single day in a way that feels good. Walking, yoga, swimming, stretching, anything that keeps your joints lubricated, your muscles engaged, and your heart strong. Movement isn't about looking a certain way, it's about feeling a certain way. It's about climbing stairs without getting winded. It's about bending down to play with your grandkids. It's about being able to carry your own groceries, take that dream vacation, or simply get up from a chair without struggle. Because if you don't use it, you lose it. And at this stage in life, mobility is freedom. Nutrition, fuel, not just food. Let's talk about food. For decades, we've eaten what was easy, what was traditional, what was comfort. And while there's nothing wrong with enjoying meals, we have to recognize that food is either healing us or hurting us. Now is the time to nourish your body like it's something you love, because it is. More whole foods, more greens, more protein, more water, less sugar, less processed junk, less of what makes you feel sluggish and inflamed. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be intentional. Sleep, the recovery we take for granted. We've spent a lifetime pushing through fatigue, telling ourselves we'll catch up on rest later, but at 60, we don't have the luxury of ignoring sleep anymore. Poor sleep affects memory, mood, weight, immunity, and even lifespan. This means making sleep a non-negotiable, creating routines that help your body wind down, avoiding screens before bed, making your bedroom a place of rest, not distraction, prioritizing deep quality sleep like your health depends on it, because it does. Preventative care, not reactive, not reactive. Many people ignore their health until something forces them to pay attention. A diagnosis, a hospital visit, a wake-up call they never wanted. But why wait for the fire when you can prevent it? Regular checkups, screenings, and doctor visits aren't about fear, they're about empowerment. Catching things early, taking control before a problem becomes a crisis. Your future self is counting on you to care today, mental and emotional well-being. The underrated part of health. Let's not forget that health isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and even spiritual. What's the point of living longer if we're carrying stress, resentment, or loneliness? At 60, protecting your peace is just as important as protecting your body. Set boundaries, let go of what weighs you down, choose joy. Prioritize your mental health the same way you do your physical health, because they are deeply connected. When we're younger, our world revolves around family. We raise children, care for aging parents, support siblings, and invest in relationships that feel like forever. But by the time we reach 60, something shifts. Children grow up and build their own lives. Siblings move or drift in different directions. Friends we once saw daily become people we only hear from on holidays. Life happens, and suddenly we realize something that can be both painful and liberating. Family is not always the support system we imagined it would be. Not because they don't love us, not because they don't care, but because they are living their own stories just as we lived ours. So what happens next? This is where the power of community comes in. The people who choose you not because they have to, but because they want to. The myth of built-in support. Many of us grew up believing that family is the automatic safety net, that no matter what happens, they will always be there. But let's be honest, how many people have found themselves feeling isolated, even in a house full of relatives? How many have realized that just because someone is related to you by blood doesn't mean they understand you, support you, or even genuinely like you? And that's okay, because real connection isn't about DNA, it's about choice. Finding your people. At any age, one of the biggest mistakes we make as we age is thinking that making new friends, building new relationships, and forming deep bonds is only for the young. But that's not true. At 60, you have more wisdom, more clarity, and a better sense of who you are than ever before. And that means you have the power to create a community that truly enriches your life. So how do you do it? Seek out people with shared interests. Join a book club, take a painting class, volunteer at a local charity, or start going to a community gym. Put yourself in spaces where people who share your values gather. Invest in relationships that are reciprocal. If you're always the one calling, always the one making plans, and always the one giving, stop. Find friendships that feel balanced, where both people are eager to connect. Embrace intergenerational connections. Your community doesn't have to be people your age. Younger friends bring energy, new perspectives, and fresh ideas. Older friends bring wisdom, guidance, and shared experiences. Both are valuable. Reconnect with old friends. Life pulls us in different directions, but sometimes a simple message saying, "I was thinking about you," can reignite a friendship that was meant to last. The importance of showing up, here's the hard truth: you can't expect to have a strong community if you don't show up for it. Relationships require effort. They require vulnerability. They require being there, not just when it's convenient, but when it matters. Think about the people in your life who have truly been there for you, the ones who sat with you in your grief, the ones who celebrated your joys without jealousy, the ones who showed up not just in words, but in actions. Now ask yourself, who have I shown up for? Because community isn't just about what you receive, it's about what you give. The strongest relationships are built on mutual support, on being present for each other, on choosing each other day after day. Letting go of loneliness is one of the biggest struggles of aging, but it doesn't have to be. The difference between solitude and loneliness is connection. If you feel isolated, don't wait for someone else to fix it. Reach out, make the first move, go to the event, say yes to the invitation, introduce yourself to someone new. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but that's how all great things start, on the edge of our comfort zone. Family by choice at 60. Your greatest support may not come from the family you were born into, but from the family you create. Friends who feel like siblings, neighbors who feel like lifelines, communities that feel like home. These are the people who will celebrate your victories, sit with you in your struggles, and remind you that you are never alone. So as you move forward, ask yourself, who are my people, and how can I nurture those relationships? Because at the end of the day, it's not about who you're related to, it's about who walks beside you. There comes a moment in life when we realize that purpose is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. When we're younger, purpose is handed to us in many ways. We raise children, build careers, care for loved ones, and chase goals that keep us moving forward. But at 60, something shifts. The job might be over, the kids might be grown, the responsibilities that once filled every hour of our day might not be as urgent anymore. And in that quiet, in that space where busyness used to live, a question rises. What now? This question can be unsettling, even frightening, because when the roles we've played for decades start to fade, it's easy to wonder, do I still matter? Do I still have something to offer? The answer is a resounding yes, because purpose isn't tied to age. It's not something you outgrow. If anything, the older you get, the more important it becomes. Purpose is what gives your days meaning. It's what keeps you engaged, passionate, and most importantly, alive in every sense of the word. The danger of losing purpose. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to thrive after retirement while others slowly fade away? The difference isn't just genetics or luck, it's purpose. Studies have shown that people who feel a strong sense of purpose live longer, have better physical health, and experience less depression and cognitive decline. On the flip side, those who feel useless, directionless, or without meaningful engagement often suffer from loneliness, anxiety, and even a faster decline in health. Because here's the truth, we don't just need something to do, we need something that makes us feel needed. What purpose looks like at 60 and beyond, purpose doesn't have to be tied to a paycheck or a title. It doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It just has to be something that fills you up and gives you a reason to wake up excited. For some, purpose is found in mentorship, passing down wisdom, teaching, guiding the next generation. For others, it's found in creativity, writing, painting, music, storytelling, anything that allows self-expression. Some find purpose in helping others, volunteering, being part of a community organization, or simply being a person others can rely on. The key is to ask yourself, what excites me? What makes me lose track of time? What do people come to me for? What contribution do I want to make in this world, no matter how big or small? And if you don't have an answer yet, that's okay. The journey to rediscovering purpose is just as valuable as the purpose itself. Breaking the I'm too old myth, one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is, I'm too old to start something new. Let me remind you, at 60, Colonel Sanders was just starting KFC. At 65, Grandma Moses took up painting and became a world-famous artist. At 70, Nelson Mandela was leading a country. At 80, people are still writing books, running marathons, launching businesses, and changing lives. So let's be clear, age is not a reason to stop dreaming, growing, or contributing. How to reignite your sense of purpose. If you feel like you've lost your sense of purpose, don't panic. You haven't lost it. It's just waiting for you to rediscover it. Here's how. Reconnect with old passions. What did you love before life got busy? What hobbies, interests, or dreams did you set aside? Maybe it's time to pick them up again. Try something completely new. Take a class, learn a skill, travel to a place you've never been. Curiosity is the fuel of purpose. The more you explore, the more likely you are to find something that lights you up. Find a way to be of service. Purpose is often found in helping others. Can you mentor a young person, volunteer at a local charity, help a friend through a tough time? When you focus outward, life takes on new meaning. Create daily rituals that inspire you. Purpose isn't just about the big things. It's also about the small daily practices that bring joy and fulfillment. A morning walk, journaling, gardening, meditation. These small acts create a life that feels meaningful. Surround yourself with purposeful people. Spend time with people who inspire you, who are passionate, who are engaged in life. Energy is contagious. Being around purpose-driven people helps you find your own. The power of waking up excited. Imagine waking up every morning not out of habit, but out of excitement. Not because you have to, but because you want to. That's what purpose does. It gives you something to look forward to, something to work towards, something to fill your life with meaning. And the beautiful thing, you get to define what that looks like. At 60, your purpose is not behind you, it's right in front of you, waiting for you to claim it. So the real question isn't what now, it's what next. And that, my friends, is where the magic begins. Money has always played a role in our lives. In our younger years, we chased it to build a future, paying for homes, raising children, covering expenses, and if we were lucky, saving a little along the way. But by the time we reach 60, the conversation around money changes. It's no longer about how much we can earn. It's about how much security, freedom, and peace of mind our financial situation gives us. And this is where financial independence becomes not just important, but life-defining. Because let's be honest, at this stage, the goal is not to live in survival mode. It's not to be burdened by financial stress or dependent on others to meet our basic needs. It's to live with dignity, choices, and the ability to enjoy the life we've worked so hard for. This is where we redefine what financial independence truly means. Freedom in action. What financial independence really means at 60 plus. For some, financial independence means having a fully funded retirement with investments and passive income streams covering their needs. For others, it means still working, but on their own terms, doing what they love rather than what they have to. But at its core, financial independence isn't about being rich. It's about having enough to live life on your terms without fear. It means not having to stay in situations, jobs, relationships, living conditions out of financial necessity. It means having options. Want to travel, downsize, move closer to family? Financial independence gives you the power to make those decisions with confidence. It means not being a financial burden. It's the ability to support yourself without placing stress on your children, siblings, or others. It means peace of mind, knowing you can handle unexpected expenses, medical emergencies, home repairs, or life surprises without panic. So how do we get there? 1, understanding your financial reality, the wake-up call. At 60, it's time to take an honest, unfiltered look at your financial situation. Many avoid this step because facing money concerns can be uncomfortable. But the truth is, you can't fix what you don't acknowledge. Ask yourself, what do I have saved? What are my actual expenses? What income sources do I have? Pensions, Social Security, investments, part-time work, etc. What debts or financial obligations still exist? If these questions make you nervous, that's okay. Clarity is the first step to control. The sooner you have a full picture, the sooner you can make empowered decisions. 2, cutting financial dead weight. Spending with intention. One of the biggest financial shifts that needs to happen at 60 is moving from spending on impulse to spending with purpose. That doesn't mean living in deprivation. It means being intentional about where your money goes. Do you need that extra subscription, or is it just draining your bank account every month? Are you holding on to a big house that costs more than it's worth when downsizing could give you financial freedom? Is your money going toward things that truly add value to your life, or just keeping up old habits? This is the time to simplify, prioritize, and align your money with your actual needs and desires. 3, finding smart ways to increase financial security. Maybe you're set financially, and that's wonderful, But if you're feeling uneasy about your financial future, there are still ways to strengthen your position. Passive income streams, rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, side businesses, these can bring in income without requiring active labor. Part-time or passion-based work. Some people continue working not out of necessity, but because they love it, consulting, tutoring, freelancing. There are countless ways to stay engaged while bringing in extra money. Revisiting investments and savings. If your money is just sitting in a low-interest account, it might not be serving you well. Speak to a financial advisor about better options. Eliminating unnecessary debt. At this stage, carrying unnecessary debt is a weight you don't need. Prioritize paying off anything high interest and freeing yourself from financial chains. 4, protecting yourself. Avoiding financial pitfalls. At 60, financial independence isn't just about what you earn or save, it's about what you protect. Unfortunately, many people in this age group become targets for financial scams, manipulative relatives, and poor investment advice. Here's how to protect yourself. Be wary of scams. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Avoid get-rich-quick schemes and always verify sources before sharing financial information. Set financial boundaries. Sometimes family members or friends will ask for money, and while generosity is beautiful, your financial well-being comes first. It's okay to say no. Have a financial plan for medical expenses. Healthcare costs can be unpredictable. Look into insurance options, health savings plans, and other ways to prepare. Make sure your legal documents are in order. A will, power of attorney, and clear estate planning can prevent future stress and conflict. Finally, the emotional side of money. Shifting your mindset. For many, financial struggles aren't just about numbers. They're about emotions. Guilt, fear, insecurity, and even limiting beliefs about money can keep us from making empowered financial choices. Some people feel guilty for spending money on themselves after years of providing for others. Some fear outliving their savings and become paralyzed by anxiety. Others hold on to financial habits from scarcity mindsets that no longer serve them. This is where the real work begins, releasing fear and embracing financial confidence. Ask yourself, do I believe I deserve financial security and freedom? Am I making decisions from a place of fear or empowerment? Am I allowing old money patterns to dictate my present and future? Shifting your money mindset isn't just about increasing your bank balance. It's about reclaiming your power. 6 financial independence equals life independence. At the end of the day, financial independence is not just about money, it's about freedom. The freedom to wake up every morning and decide how you want to spend your day, the freedom to travel, to explore, to rest, or to create without financial stress. The freedom to say yes to what excites you and no to what drains you. Because at this stage in life, money should not be a source of anxiety. It should be a tool for security, joy, and opportunity. So take control, plan wisely, spend with intention. And most importantly, give yourself the financial freedom to truly live. If there's one truth about life, it's this: change is constant. And yet for many of us, change is also one of the hardest things to embrace, especially as we age. At 60, the world looks different than it did in our 30s or 40s. Our bodies change, our daily routines shift, the people around us come and go. The world moves faster than ever, with technology, trends, and expectations evolving at a pace that can feel overwhelming. But here's the thing: your ability to adapt is not just a skill, it's your greatest superpower. Because aging isn't about becoming stuck in old ways, it's about growing into the wisest, strongest, most flexible version of yourself. The people who thrive after 60 aren't the ones who resist change. They're the ones who learn to move with it, embrace it, and even find joy in it. The danger of staying stuck, it's easy to see how some people get stuck in the past. Maybe you've met them. The ones who refuse to learn anything new, who dismiss technology, who constantly talk about how things used to be better. But what happens when we stop adapting? We start feeling disconnected from younger generations, from society, from opportunities to grow. We become frustrated because the world will change whether we like it or not. We limit ourselves, sticking to the same habits, the same thinking, the same routines, even when they no longer serve us. And the scariest part, when we stop adapting, we stop growing. And when we stop growing, we start shrinking, mentally, emotionally, even physically.